Here we are, back at base camp again. And this is where we'll set out for each of our missions and whatnot. And you don't have to go directly to each goal on the map. No, you can go further afield. Go too far afield, though, and you may find yourself winding up in the path of certain alphas.
There are certainly some very deadly encounters that you could face throughout this. On sort of the opening area alone, if you go too far to the left, there is most definitely a level 40 Rapidash waiting to murder you. I think I might have one in the wrong area. There's an Alpha Snorlax somewhere, and that's terrifying when you run into that one.
I know exactly where that is, mate, don't worry.
There's an Alpha Parasect somewhere.
Yo, parkour.
I know. Dodge roll! Woo!
Yeah, it's one of the things that it does let you off the lead very early on, and while, yeah, a lot of the Pokemon that you run into, if you go too far afield, will be over-leveled, at least you still have the option to take that on. And there were a couple of situations where I did manage to catch a Pokemon that was quite a bit higher level than the Pokemon I had with me at the time. And the game manages to be balanced in a way that doesn't completely break things. And I think the fact that the wild Pokemon seem to hit a lot harder than they used to has something to do with that. It makes it feel like a bit more of a survival game in itself, and it's also playing to the strength of bigger numbers make you feel better. So you can kind of get that satisfaction of, oh, I caught a level 30 Pokemon when all of mine are in their 20s. And, it still feels good without being the I went to the Crown Tundra earlier, now I have a level 73 Coon sort of problem that Sword and Shield have.
You can't touch me, I am up here.
So yes, you will be doing a lot of this as well. You can send your Pokemon out to retrieve items for you, and they get just a tiny little bit of experience, which might not seem like much, and especially once your Pokemon are higher levels, the 15 experience points really isn't much. Don't get too cocky with that, by the way, because there is full damage. But just if you have a Pokemon that's a bit under-leveled in your team, you have a bit of a leeway to just bulk them up a little bit without putting them in danger, and I appreciate that. And I feel this game balances the new experience share much better than the earlier games have as well.
Yes.
Because that's, like, going back to Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, that's a problem that I had with those games, in that just without even trying, I was completely over-leveled, like a good 10-15 levels above all the Pokemon I was encountering, because they hadn't accounted for the fact that your Pokemon are levelling up faster than they used to. Whereas this game, because it's a completely original game, that from the ground up they've clearly thought about what level your Pokemon are likely to be in each area, it just works so much better, and I feel like that's where a lot of the contention with the experience share was, more so than just the experience share in itself.
And I think that is something that's quite helpful. Also, one of the things that I like that has returned is that they have the symbols to show you whether a move is going to be super effective or not, because keeping in mind all of the type weaknesses of different Pokemon is a nightmare, considering how many there are at this point in time. The way that you tell is if it's a kind of big circle, it's super effective. If it's just a dot, it's normal. And if it's a triangle, it's not very effective. And if it's an X, it's completely resistant. Something else that you might want to do when you get into another battle, Tom, is if you press the Y button, when you are in there, you will be able to then bring up a running order of the attacks and when they're going to come up, and that will help you figure out when to sort of make your move sometimes.
Oh boy. We found ourselves an alpha, lads.
Yep, let's see how this goes.
Here's this giant beast. Let's see if it wants a berry. Oh yes, it does. Come on, have you got the balls to do it?
Turn around. This is very scary.
I mean, at this point, just throw the damn ball.
No, it'll break out right away.
You probably will do anyway.
But at this point, he's also probably going to eat you.
Nope.
And now he spotted you.
Yeah, so you can click the stick down to run a bit faster. I still haven't figured out whether it's a toggle or whether it has like a wear-off time, like you can only sprint so far.
It does have a wear-off.
That's what
basically, you press it, and then you run for so long, and then your character gets tired and sort of slows back down to normal. But it's not like a, oh, I'm completely tired. I now need to go ultra slow to build myself back up. No, it's not that bad. And also, ooh, level 21 Beautifly.
Yeah, you might get away with this, you might not. It could go either way.
I'm pushing my luck.
You might need to get an Ember in or something.
Yes, I would definitely make use of an Ember or so. I mean, you are going to experience the death of your Pokemon quite a lot throughout Legends. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a game where it's easier for any enemy to knock you out. So, anybody who thinks that they are going to do a Nuzlocke run of Legends Arceus is in for a world of pain.
I'm not even sure how a Nuzlocke would really work.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, there's so many Pokemon around, and like the first Pokemon you run into in any area is going to be a Shitmon. So, you're kind of limited there.
I suppose also in a way that the game, just isn't built for that sort of throughfare, really, is it?
Ah, so there's like revenge tactics here. If you fail to catch them, they get really fucking pissed.
Wouldn't you be?
Why are you continually casting Stun Spore? I'm already paralysed.
The paralysis wears off in this game, from what I recall, so that kind of keeps it going a bit longer.
The statuses that you might have been used to don't work quite the same anymore. So yes, paralysis works similarly in terms of the core mechanics, but it can wear off. Sleep definitely doesn't work the same. Basically, the Pokemon become drowsy, and they don't literally become drowsy. The Pokemon, they don't eventually evolve into Hypno. They become drowsy as in sleepy.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. So it's more like sometimes they might be able to attack, sometimes they might not. It's a bit more like Confusion, but you don't hurt yourself in Confusion. And that's sort of how that works. Poison is exactly the same, Burn's exactly the same.
Uh-huh.
But I think in both instances they can also wear off, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
I'm going to try a couple more Pokeballs and then we're going to huff it out of here.
Yeah, like I was going to say, if you wipe it to a fucking Beautifly, I would be forced to maybe subtweet a bit because I've got no other power over you. But one thing that I think is worth mentioning is it seems like all the move pools have been completely reshuffled, and it seems like they get their better attacks much earlier. Like, a lot of the moves have been consolidated into one, because at this point in the game, in most games, that Beautifly wouldn't have been spamming Iron Defense, it would have been spamming Harden.
Yes.
Like, well done. And like, there's little things like that, and I feel like that's also part of why the game feels a lot more challenging early on, because like, these Pokemon are throwing out attacks like with 80-90 damage at a time when you've got level 5 Pokemon. So you've got to be that bit more careful, and I don't think you get revives this early, so you might need to go back to base camp and heal.
Yep, but you can evolve some of your Pokemon already.
Hell yeah.
Because yeah, that's a change for this game as well, is that rather than evolution happening automatically, you have to go into the menu and tell it to evolve. And it's quite an exciting moment, to be honest.
That's a godsend when you have Pokemon with split evolutions. So, like, if you've got an Eevee and you're trying to get an Espeon, but it maxes out its friendship overnight, say for example, then you can wait until the right time to do it, rather than it just automatically start and you have to cancel it out. And you get the same thing as well with like Pokemon, say like Curlier into Gallade or Gardevoir, things like that, where it might be ready for one kind of evolution, but you want a different one. It's just a neat little feature that I kind of hope the main series games carry on with, because even just having that little bit of text saying evolution ready, that makes the game flow so much smoother than having another mandated animation.
It was giving me evil eyes. It needs to die.
But yes, if you want to revive Cyndaquil, then you're going to need to return to base camp and have a little nap in the tent.
Oh, don't worry, I know, Rich.
And something that the game doesn't tell you how to do, but it's something that you might consider, is that if you, when we are done with this battle, want to like change the names of any of your Pokemon or change the movesets, that is a thing that you can do now. You go into your sort of bag with your Pokemon, you select the Pokemon, and then it'll come up with an option of change name, change moves, and check status. And so it would be the up arrow on your controller.
Remember what happened last time you picked a fight with one of these? It nearly killed you. Tom, your Bidoof not going to make this alive.
Yes, we'll run away, it's fine.
Now that little butterfly Pokemon thinks you're a pussy. If you click on the actual camp there, yeah, you can fly over.
I don't think you can yet.
Can you not? Like, I know there's a tutorial later, but
Oh, you might be able to. If you click on the Fieldlands camp. Oh, good, you can do. Didn't realise you could do it this soon.
it's because there's the two different things next to each other and it tries to auto lock on. It's a lot easier to work with when the things are further apart.
Well, we've pushed our luck for a little bit, so why don't we go do a bit more to the west this time, I think.
Do you want to... Oh, you've got the Beautiflying party. That is one thing that you got to bear in mind when you set off from base camp, in that although you do have much more convenient Pokemon switching than, say, the pre-Sword and Shield games, or pre-Let's Go games even, you do still need to remember if you caught and kill new Pokemon, you gotta go back to the base camp and get it, which is to kind of stop you being overpowered.
Yes, although I will say that obviously the Beautifly that we've got is the one that we evolved, not the level 21 one that kicked our Cyndaquil's ass.
Oh well, fair point. But it's still a Beautifly, it's still a bit of coverage.
You're not wrong.
Hello?
And I like that you can make multiple attempts at once as well. It's another thing that just keeps the pace up. That is like the most consistent improvement across the board with this game, in that all the little grievances that I'd had with the UI in previous games have all been streamlined now. And that was another complaint that was standing out to me with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, because that was the peak of the problem. Really, every new mechanic they'd added in every game up until that point had added just that one extra line of dialogue that you had to click through in the battle system.
Yes.
And now they've found a workaround where it just shows things on screen as they're happening. It's almost kind of like what SMT games do these days, and it works well there, and it works well here. It's just a thoughtful little feature.
You found the Ponyta!
But That's not what I wanted to do, but whatever.
I've done that a fair few times. It's a bit of a learning pattern of checking whether you've got the Pokeball chosen or whether you've got your own Pokemon chosen.
Yes, it's very easily done, and you are very much in the region of the level 40 Alpha Rapidash.
This aiming ain't going too well, is it?
It's fine, don't worry about it.
So the thing that you sort of learn relatively quickly-ish is that in terms of the arc, generally you just want to shoot sort of straight at the Pokemon. It's only the sort of as they get further and further and further away that you want to sort of arc it. And there's the Alpha Rapidash.
Do it, no balls. You're gonna have to get a bit closer yet.
I know. You didn't see shit.
Run for your fucking life.
The thing that's particularly hilarious with the Alpha Pokemon, I think it's the most noticeable with Rapidash, is that when they've kind of beaten one of your Pokemon, the way that they just turn their head and look at you, it's just like, yeah, you think you're special. You think you know what you can do. Wait till you see me in action.
You're gonna need to refresh your Pokeball supply soon.
I know.
That is the resource that I am almost paranoid to the point of keeping on top of because of how I've been playing the game. Just as I'm wandering along, any time I'm on a path and I see something off to the side and it's like, oh, I'll go have a look here, and then I see Pokemon running around and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have one of them, I'll have one of them, I'll have one of them. And so like, I want to make sure that I've always got way more Pokeballs than I need.
If you catch this bloody Rapidash, no.
Ah!
Yeah, you might want to fucking run.
Ah!
But he's kind of got you trapped between him and the rock there, didn't he? Yeah, he's trying to hypnosis you as well.
It's okay. I'm out of his line of sight.
Let's go piss off his children instead. That'll work.
I'm just doing a bunch of shit here.
Oh yeah, like, you're gonna have a nice little pay package. Eevee! Yes, I think that's an Eevee.
These will run away very quickly.
Yes.
So you got to kind of persuade them over to stay and hang around. Is that Bidoof gonna nick his berry?
Well, it was certainly gonna try.
Yeah!
There you go.
I think I still haven't actually caught an Eevee.
I've got one. I've got it at the time of recording this. I've taught it Baby Doe Eyes just so it can have the fairy move because I want a Sylveon.
I think my attempt at going in, I think I'm going to go for Fairy was, I was going to get Gardevoir, and I've got a Gardevoir, but it's not done very well in battle so far.
Well, Gardevoir is, kind of, from what I recall, quite a fragile Pokemon, at least in the main game, so that kind of puts it at odds with the harsh outdoors.
Yes, and I have come to realise that, but thankfully, you know, there's a nice load of variety of Pokemon out there, so I can sort of see what works and then move on from that. But to be fair, everything feels fragile in this game, so...
Mm-hmm.
I like Gardevoir as a psychic special attacker. In my ongoing Shining Pearl run that I'm playing through right now, I've actually been using a Gallade for the first time ever, which... Actually, that's kind of made me change my playstyle a bit, because I've basically always relied on my psychic type as a special attacker.
Yeah.
But Gallade lends itself so much better to physical attacks, so now I'm using stuff like Psycho Cut instead of Psychic. And just having that, like, I don't necessarily need the fighting coverage that it gives because I've got an Infinite too, but, you know, it's been cool, like, deliberately going out of my way to not use the typical Sinnoh team in the remakes, because that's like, I know that's the thing that there's the meme about. Everyone has the Luxray, everyone has the Bibarel as the HM slave and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I've gone out of my way. I've been getting Pokemon from the Grand Underground using Magnezone, using the Gallade as I mentioned. I've got a Abomasnow now as well, which I've never used on a team before. He is very fragile because he's not got the best typing.
Yes.
But you know, I've got a big scary snowman, so I'll work with that.
Catching just one is not enough. You need more and more and more. They're like Pringles, but in animated form.
You know, I did have a giggle at that one article that was talking about the new Pokemon game being the most colonial game ever, but actually seeing it like this, maybe they have a fucking point.
Hello, my little beauty. There it is. Are you a heckin' chonker?
It might be a heckin' chonker.
Let's find out, shall we?
Because that's something else that this game kind of, I think, already existed but didn't really properly show off, is that obviously Pokemon can be different sizes, even within the same breed and species. Also, yeah, I'd say just sort of keep going and speaking to Akari until she's done, because that's the only way that this story's gonna get anywhere.
Okay, I'm just having so much fun going around and like catching random Pokemon.
Oh, I know, I totally agree, and I want to let you sort of go and do that, but it'll be a lot easier once she's done giving you tutorials, ARAs, because then you'll get a much better degree of freedom to go and do what you like.
Maybe less freedom would be good for me, because I've already come on, like, the receiving end of 2 alphas and 1 over-leveled Pokemon.
Well, maybe that's just you need a bit of discipline to not pick on, like, fights that you're definitely going to lose.
Number defeated. Well, alright then. His mate Scarpered. No loyalty.
One of the things that you will that you need to learn relatively quickly is that effectively what you're aiming for in order to complete a Pokedex entry is you want 10 research items tasks completing. Once you've done that, you technically don't need to do any more for that particular Pokemon.
Okay.
It's got that same sort of filling in a guide satisfaction that new Pokemon Snap had. When you consider like that you can rank up by doing different things. Like in new Pokemon Snap, it was like getting the different poses and filling up the 4 different slots in each thing. Like when you adapt that into an RPG, then you've beat it, you've caught one without being spotted. You know, you got these different little challenges that have the same sort of, like, yep, check the box sort of appeal to them that did.
Ah, Breath of the Wild moment.
Not quite as glorious.
No.
But it does still have the same sort of appeal in that most of the shit you see on screen, like, there is stuff there. Like, it's only really the mountains in the very background that are sort of pushing it a bit.
I just like the general art direction, like the technical nature of it, like the low poly textures, the pop in, the drawness and stuff like that. That's what definitely needs to be improved. The general art direction, I don't really have a problem with. And yes, you can faint/die in this game, so that's where the interesting Nuzlocke things will come into play.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, make sure you don't literally die yourself.
Okay, take care of some of these, you got it. Hell yeah, buddy.
So it'll definitely make your life a lot easier.
It was like stand stuff like, come get me!
Although, it's level 2.
He doesn't stand a chance.
Well, I'm sorry, but you attacked me first, so... Oh, shiny.
Yes, although I do believe that to properly get Pokemon's research tasks done, I think you do need to actually catch them.
Come on.
I've not properly figured it out yet. The internet will have figured it out, and really I probably should have looked it up, but yeah. But it does feel like sometimes the game doesn't quite give you the thing of going, yes, your Pokedex entry is being filled in until you've actually caught one of the buggers.
Yeah, but once you've caught one, you can go and look, and then it's got the checklist. So it's kind of you're managing your own task list in that respect. It's like you can just go and catch one of everything and then go back through it later, or you can see, like here we're in a Weasel habitat. So if you wanted to, you could just spend this time filling out Weasel's page and then move on to the next Pokemon.
I am a menace to this ecosystem.
But yeah, oh yeah, there's an alpha floatzel somewhere around here, I think.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, it's over on the other side of the river.
Okay, so I can't get there just yet.
No, because so something that I did, and it seems that quite a few other people have done, is jump into the water and go, oh my god, I can swim, this is amazing! And very quickly realised, oh no, I cannot swim.
Yeah, you can swim for like a second and then you drown.
Yes.
And there is a reason for that gameplay-wise, you'll see what I mean later on in the game, but like it is very much beginner's trap of you see the water, you think, oh, can I go here? Yes, I can. Oh wait, oh fuck, no I can't.
That was a bad idea.
And it's exactly the same with leaping off of cliffs. If you think, oh, I can get down there. No, I can't.
No. Water go down the hole. Man, I'm already engrossed in this loop.
It is so satisfying, yeah. You can see why people can put like hundreds of hours into this game and get barely anywhere in the story, because just doing shit like this feels good, and I wouldn't recommend a rematch yet.
Yeah, no. At least try to get over level 20 before you even consider going there.
Or not. No, too late.
But I want him!
You might want him, but you won't be able to use him.
Ah! I'm sorry, Mr. Horsey.
He will still be there when you're higher levels. And maybe have slightly better Pokeballs.
Now, I think when you're looking at him, if you press the ZL button, that will tell you what level he actually is before you start the fight.
Yes, level 40. So yeah, even if you wanted to use Rapidash, you will not be able to for a while yet. You need to be a few galaxy rankings higher.
Okay. Let's go see Akari. Sigh. Yo, nice frame rates.
Yeah, it does that. Although, to be fair, Breath of the Wild does that as well. It's a Switch problem rather than a game problem.
Yeah, it's a Switch open world problem. And to be honest, it's not that bad. It's a bit just like, could have done with some polish. But it's not the end of the world.
I want that Rapidash so fucking bad.
I'm sure you do, Tom.
This is going to be like a 6-hour part that just keeps going until we catch the fucking Rapidash, isn't it?
Okay, so I can craft stuff if I go back to base, that's good, but I can only use the stuff I have in my satchel with me at the time.
It's an easy way to replenish your Pokeballs and your potions if you're out and about, but you kind of do need to have space in your satchel, and that is an interesting element to this game, in that there is a fairly heavy emphasis on resource management, because you will run out of space very quickly, and even later on when you can start expanding your satchel space, you will run out very quickly.
Tasks with unreported data, 56.
Yeah, that's quite an impressive total. You're going to have quite a few complete entries, I feel.
Hell yeah. But we're not quite done here yet. Let's see. How do I open the crafting table? Here we go. Yeah. Let's do some crafting. More Pokeballs to just chuck at everything, hither and thither.
What's that? Waste them all on the Rapidash and then step a few steps aside and see a shiny.
I've seen people like, oh my god, I've got a shiny. I never got a shiny before. I have never encountered a shiny that was like not illegitimate in any of these games, or whatever the correct parlances.
How many Gyarados do you have now?
Many.
They should. Gyarados is the participation trophy of shiny Pokemon.
Yes, although there is an example of a not story mandated, but request mandated shiny. That is basically your introduction to shiny Pokemon in Legends Arceus, and that is with Ponyta.
So that means if you keep spending your opening period of the game soft resetting or running backwards and forwards because you want that Rapidash shiny, you've wasted your time.
Oh no. I believe the starters are shiny locked as well, so good luck.
Starters are, but it's funnier not to tell people.
That's very mean, Flame.
Well, I mean, like, people might doubt that after Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl didn't lock the starters. So, you know, it's sort of, you might be in that habit. If you want a shiny starter, you might not think to check, because it wasn't like that last time.
Also, Tom, something that you might find useful, more so later, but I'll teach it you now. If you press the minus button to get up your map. So what the game does is that obviously as you explore different areas, it will fill in what they are called, and just because, you know, I want you to suffer, just keep going south for a little bit. You might find something of interest.
I know the Alpha Snorlax is over there, mate. I'm not stupid.
Damn it!
I told you, like, right near the start that I knew where it was.
Well, I mean, a bigger Snorlax needs a bigger snack, maybe a human-sized one.
I do enjoy that you can roll into stealth, essentially. Roll out, baby.
I will say, we are seeing a lot of the same kinds of Pokemon here. So, in the early game, it does kind of have the Diamond and Pearl problem, where your teams are gonna be very similar. Like, I think my team at this point in the game was very similar to what you've got here. Thankfully, that does wear off, which it didn't in Diamond and Pearl. And the fact that it's easier to level Pokemon up now makes that less of a problem than it used to be.
Yeah, and I suppose also because you're not necessarily always throwing in your Pokemon for a fight, so you just have a bit more freedom to just see how things go and see what works for you.
I think this game being set in the great outdoors is kind of what finally balances the context and the playability of a Pokemon variety here. Because I've seen two sides to this argument of, one of the things I know people have complained about stuff like X and Y for is that there's such a big variety of different Pokemon you can encounter in certain areas that it doesn't really feel like a natural ecosystem. It feels like they've just grabbed a bunch of Pokemon from the Pokédex and threw them in.
Yeah.
And that, like, I still prefer that approach to the Diamond and Pearl approach, where it's like you're seeing Bidoof and Shinx for the first half of the game. But like, I kind of see where people are coming from, whereas now they've kind of got a good middle ground where there's a lot of Pokemon, but it makes sense that there's going to be a lot of Pokemon. And that's kind of the best of both worlds in that respect. But that's also part of why I liked the wild area in Sword and Shield, as bland as it looked visually. I like the fact that every time you play Sword Shield, you're gonna end up with a completely different starter team.
Yes. Or at least the option of it, anyway.
Yeah, like, you know, you don't just have, like, it's early game, so my electric type, I'm gonna get Shinx, I'm gonna get Starly as my flying type. You know, like, you've got choices. You can pick one of several of each type that you might want coverage for. And that just makes the games infinitely more replayable, because, like, the Sinnoh team thing might be a meme, but it's a meme based on truth.
Yes.
He didn't see shit.
Oh, he did. Tom, come on.
No, I want it.
No, I mean, like, your aim is fucking shit.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I have to say, you would have to be incredibly lucky to just one-shot an alpha from not fighting it at all.
Come on, turn around. Oh, it's like he said something.
He knows what you're up to. He's sort of a cat, he's got them sort of senses.
No, we're out of it.
Well, I think it would probably be a good shout to go and return to the Professor, because there's not really much more you can explore right now.
Yeah. I gave it my best shot, but unfortunately no alphas for N Tommy right now.
Yeah, the alphas are definite come back later kind of Pokemon for the most part, aren't they? So once you've got some better Pokeballs, and once you've got some Pokemon that can actually start to whittle it down, then it'll be much more feasible.
Woohoo! Hot damn.
And you get paid, and that means you can replenish your Pokeball stock much more easily.
And I can get some new friends as well. Not that I don't like the Galaxy Team fit, but I've seen some cool clothes that I've kind of got my eye on.
Yes, you will have to do a few things before you're able to get those, but still.
All this shit, they got like preferred foods and everything.
See, that's what I mean, like, that just adds on to the fact that they've really thought about making this, like, a full ecosystem where all the Pokemon they've carefully thought about what they can all do. It's in the behaviour, it's in the Pokédex entries, it's in how they act in battle, like, it's fucking fantastic.
Oh, without a doubt.
Very cool. Now let's see what the captain says. Probably just a and on your way.
Pokemon acknowledged.
I'll come back to you.
Yeah, maybe we'll evolve some of our Pokemon so we can make some more intimidating, like, glamour shots or whatever.
Is this Cloves? I can't tell if this is Cloves.
No, Clothes is Dirac's ancestor.
Oh, they look different. I see. I didn't notice that in the wild, I'm going to be honest with you.
It's nice that it does play into this a lot, because it was Diamond and Pearl that first brought in the Pokemon gender differences, and although they're much more subtle than they were originally going to be, it is a nice feature that, again, lends itself well to accurately documenting all these Pokemon.
Sure, you can look at this one. Actually, let's check the summary. This is a Chungus. Wanna touch it? Oh, Jesus! These people are so, like, primitive, they probably think it's a fucking yokai.
Well, just wait until we show them our smartphone.
Hey, do you want to see my giant fucking god of time? Like, if you're scared of Pokemon now, I'll show you something to really be scared of. I'm an Alpha Rapidash, and I ride it into the village. Thank you for the Pokeballs, though. I appreciate that. Not sure which is the clothing store on it.
If you turn around, keep going, it's the furthest one on the right.
It's the woman with the two-tone hair.
Very cool. Yes, I believe we get some special things because we have other save files on the system.
Yes, you will.
The fact that you opened Brilliant Diamond to start playing it, that's enough for you to get the reward, and honestly, this game's a better reward than that game would be.
Shaman, ooh. You could have all given me all of these in a menu, I'm just saying.
There is the mystery gift thing as well, which I think is still live if you want to grab that as well.
Uh-huh.
But that kind of works how mystery gift usually does with the menu system. It's just, I guess with her, maybe it's because there's the layers of different ones, it might not have been expecting you to have them all at once.
Fair enough. That last one was for Let's Go, by the way. Right, let's buy some clothing. We got a flat cap.
So yes, to go through with some different things as well, you will have to do a couple of requests to expand the options that you have available.
Everyday kimono. These look nice. Ooh.
See, the idea of having a Cyndaquil kimono sounds cool until you realise that you're the ancient equivalent of them Pokemaniacs who hang out in the caves in a Charizard costume.
Yeah.
Just trying to pick the right colour that goes with my things.
Wearing sandals out in the wilderness probably isn't smart, but it complements the outfit, so it works.
Fancy bottoms. I don't have enough.
No, you do not, unfortunately.
That'll work. I'm done for now.
And then if you go next door, you can change your hair.
I'm gonna be wearing a hat though, so...
Yeah, it's not as much of a priority.
Here's the wormhole that you asked for.
Which one?
We shall check the summary. Oh my god, that is a huge porker. Nice.
Yeah, give him the 69 one.
Well, who knows? It could evolve into,
Dustox.
You never know.
Like, I think you can see a mile off what his character arc's gonna be here.
Beauticia, Beautyfred, or Bogine? Let's take a vote, guys.
Bogine.
I would say Beautifred because it's the most awkward one.
Yeah. Sorry, Rich. Majority rule.
God damn it.
Let's go get patted on the back or whatever they do in this ancient backwards region. I'm just saying, I have a smartphone. I'm essentially God before God here.
So this is what you do periodically. You just sort of check in with her, and that like raises the level of Pokemon that'll obey you, and that's basically the main function here.
Okay. Where's your outfit? I specifically requested you wear a uniform. Well, I'm sorry, but they had this in the store. That music playing, by the way, is from the opening of Diamond and Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a few remixes throughout the game. Some of them come in quite subtly, which I like, because it normally takes me a moment to clock onto what the melody is.
There's one involving a flute that I actually did not know about, and I thought it was pretty cool. Ooh, heavy ball. I wonder what I'm going to use this on. Revives. I wonder what I'll need these for, following what I'm going to do with the heavy ball.
The heavy balls, just so you're aware, are only useful for when you're throwing a Pokeball to try and catch it unawares.
Okay.
That is the only time that it has any multipliers, I think. But also, because it's a heavy ball, its arc is a lot shorter and lower than a regular Pokeball.
No worries, Rich, I got that, funnily enough.
Well, you are the one who keeps picking fights with a Rapidash twice your size, so we have to make sure that you're on the same level here.
Look, I am a Fire-type user. He needs to be with me! Ah, jolly well done. Richie, we did a Kami. What's mochi exactly?
It's a sort of rice type thing. It's usually sort of like pounded. That's sort of really all I've really got in terms of mochi in my head.
That's fine, mate.
The sort of the key image that I think usually relates to mochi is the rabbit in the moon pounding the mochi. That's a common thing.
Yeah, see, talking about the food was so much easier in Song Shield when it was burgers and curry.
Despite the fact that I don't eat curry.
So the Diamond Clan was here before anyone even settled, so do you think there's going to be another prequel set before Legends?
I mean, it would be cool to see more of this world, in fairness.
Yeah, the environment will be even more empty.
Talking about that, we were talking earlier about how this has potential to become a sub-franchise in itself. There are other areas of the Pokemon world that I feel would be really fun to explore like this. Like the one that comes to my mind that I would like to see a historic take on is Johto.
Yeah.
I feel like that has the most like prominent historical features in the present day.
Yeah.
So seeing the origins of that would be really cool. And I feel like that's the kind of game that, even if you just gave that like a really low stakes story, if you just had that early Johto to explore, that would be a really satisfying area just to like go through and see how the culture was then.
Oh, without a doubt. I think that, so if you're going purely based on kind of narrative, I think, yeah, Johto's got the most fascinating, because like seeing the origins of the Burnt Tower and all of that would be a really exciting, nerdy thing for us to get to experience. But in terms of other areas, I know that I saw on Twitter somebody put up, what would you choose? Wild West Unova or medieval France for Kalos, and obviously by extension medieval Galar. Sort of, actually, when you sort of open those ideas up, you're just like, oh, this could be really interesting.
Big R.
Okay, but do we want to see old Galar? Do we really want to see in the Pokemon game how we were kind of the bad guys?
Well, I mean,
It's okay. Colonialism did not happen in Pokemon.
Well, we know there was a Pokemon War in X and Y, so
Galar probably was involved in it.
yeah, something probably happened, and like whether Kalos was involved in the same way or whether we were with Kalos and then they fucked off, I don't know, but yeah, like there's stuff that they could work with there, but to what extent they want to defictionalize it, I don't know. Like there is stuff they could do, like all joking aside, each of the regions in this series has got some kind of implied history to it that would be cool to explore.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's sort of the possibilities right now are probably what is the most exciting. And I think that's something, considering how long in the world of Pokemon we have been without exciting prospects. It's just a really nice place to be.
Oh, you two-turn moving son of a bitch.
He's faster than you, what do you expect?
I guess. Took it down all the same, though. Gotta say, music's been pretty jamming so far.
Oh, it's great.
Oh yeah, baby.
Cyndaquil's edging closer, isn't he?
Although, they actually updated the sort of level up of evolution points for the starters so that they're all consistent, because I believe that Cyndaquil used to evolve at level 14,
Yeah.
but now it's 16, the same as everybody else. And also, I do believe that this is the first game in a long time where Pikachu is not voiced by Ikue Otani. It's back to sort of animal sound.
Bigar.
Yeah, they went back to using the original cries for both Pikachu and Eevee, which I appreciate because it's consistent with everything else. And I like that in the tutorial it just shows you the fucking type grid. Like, if this is your first time playing a Pokemon game and it just shows you that, like, you are not going to remember that shit.
Hello, my name's Zizu. I'm a fire-type user. Here is my ace, Lopunny.
Okay, but in fairness to Flint, they kind of made him pretty fucking beast in the remakes.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl can get credit for. The Elite Four and Cynthia have gotten some good work put into them.
Yeah, they actually use some competitive strategies. Like in Flint's case, what he does that's a dick move, but I respect it, is he uses the fucking, like, minimize and then bat and pass strategy onto his Infernape. So you've got this Infernape that's hitting really hard each turn that you can't fucking hit because it's got, like, +3 evasion or whatever.
Jesus. So, a new wrinkle to the battle system here. Agile style and strong style. Agile style will let you move quicker, possibly even make 2 moves, but the move you use has a weakened power. But if you use strong style, you will hit much harder, but I believe you'll go slower overall than the turn thingamabob.
Basically, yes.
So it just slows you down a bit.
Alrighty, I guess we have our next destination here. I'm just looking at everyone's clothes and I'm like, I want that, I want that, I want that.
I know, and you get none of it.
Damn you. What have you got for me? You are a giant, Jesus Christ.
She can teach your Pokemon new moves, and you get some quite well-expanded movesets that you can have. And as we sort of briefly went over earlier, the Pokemon can have moves in storage as well. So although they can only have a set of 4 moves at once, you can rotate those. So if you're able to afford good moves that you're maybe not ready to use yet, you might as well just get them, and then you've got options when you're out on the field.
Oh, look at that beautiful number that we were left with. Very cool. I'm good for now. How do I switch out my team and whatnot exactly?
When you go into the wild area, you can talk to the guy who is also the shop. You can say to him, let me see my Pokemon, and then you can just rotate it like it's a PC box.
Or if you want to do it before then, if you turn to your right,
The pasture. I got you, mate.
you go to the pasture directly, yeah, and then you can do it there as well.
Yes, I would like to do that. That would be cool. Does it cost me anything? I only have 64 credits to my name.
I still haven't actually done this.
This is kind of fun, yeah.
I believe this first showed up in Gen 7, I think.
I think you might be right there. There was definitely a photography kind of minigame. Oh yeah, because you could unlock all the different features that you could add to it, all the different effects. Because it was Gen 6 that had the weird trainer promo video shoot thing, which... yeah, that was interesting.
Let's see.
Change your pose from this. No, this is a good shot.
I mean, face towards them. Change pose.
If you want to have your Pokemon in the shop, then you will want to take them out of their Pokeball before doing all this.
Okay. I can't do it.
You might have to talk to him to do it.
It's alright, this is all new to me, so it doesn't matter if we prepare a Pokemon. Am I only allowed the one? I want the whole team. Can I prepare another Pokemon? Or just will it switch it out? Yeah, you can only do one at a time.
Yeah.
I suppose it would become a bit of a clusterfuck if you have like 6 alpha Pokemon and you're trying to squeeze them into this little room.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? Oh god, can you imagine if they did Alpha Whale Lord?
Jesus. Let's see. Look at him, my little boy. Thumbs up, brace for battle. Confident pose. Bit too anime for my liking.
There's no such thing.
I like that.
Fair, nice and reserved.
Start shooting. Press the capture button. Really?
Close that box before you do it, because it does just do a screen cap.
Very cool. Cheers.
Just leave Cyndaquil there, it's fine.
He'll pop back into the Pokeball. Now let me show you one better. It's alright, I know what I'm doing. I'm pressing all the right buttons.
That Shinx is bigger than I would expect him to be.
The lads. There we go. Didn't mean to take a video, but it's all good. Yeah. Alright, I guess we're off to our next excursion. Let's see if we can capture some alphas. Oh boy, we're never going to capture one of those alphas.
No, not yet.